I have a feeling the final 3 episodes in Shogun are going to be a bloodbath. Because the end of this episode, Sticks of Time, I think is what it was called. This is episode 7. We got 3 more episodes left, and the end of this episode was a bit of a cliffhanger, but also you know that it's going to provoke something. Yeah. Spoiler alert, because I don't do spoiler free, so everything here moving forward, I'm going to be talking about the whole episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, pause, go away, come back. I'm a day behind on my reviews, so some of you may have already seen this, but in the case you haven't, you've been warned. I don't do spoiler free. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going for the rest of this here. So the big thing here is Lord Toranaga is basically looking for a way out, and he needs a way to enact Crimson Sky, which is the plan they came up with at the end of the last episode, where they're going to rush Osaka and take everybody out, and that's going to be the way that he survives. So in the process of doing this, he reaches out to his brother, who he hasn't seen in a very long time, and has him come. Now, this episode starts off with some backstory. We go, I think it's, like I said, 46 years ago to Lord Toranaga's first victory when he was 12 years old. He won a decisive battle and became like one of the youngest warlords. And he had to basically, he acted as a second to the surrendering warlord, and basically had to, help the guy commit seppuku. And that is sort of the prequel to everything that's about to happen, because when he calls his brother shows up, and initially there's an interaction with them that they, his brother is like, good to see you. We haven't talked in a while. It's great to be here. Let's go discuss your proposal. And like, we'll discuss it tomorrow. And they decide to have a big party. And at the party, everyone decides to get drunk. And that's when Toranaga's brother reveals that I've actually come at the behest of the council, and I've come here to take you in. And all of his soldiers and the soldiers of the regents, Lord Ishido, I think was his name, show up, surround the place, basically want to take custody over the ship that they've got. Things are looking very grim. And part of what's going on here is his brother, I believe it's his younger brother, feeling very jealous of him. And also in the scene that I think is really important here, he mocks him. It's very bad. Like, it's very insulting. Like, they're at dinner, everybody's getting drunk, and he proceeds to talk about how, when you were a kid, you beheaded this guy with one clean stroke, right? That's the rumor. But then he also tells a story about how when he was a kid and he had to be given away as a hostage, he was so terrified. He accuses Toranaga. He's like, my brother was so terrified that when he shit himself and then had to ride the horse 10 miles or something like that. And I feel so sorry for the horse. And obviously this is a great insult. And it just shows that his brother is not a very nice guy. And there's at the end of towards the later part of the episode, when we were talking to Buntaro's father, Lord Toranaga is like, why didn't you defend me when my brother was at the feast? And he's like, I'm so sorry about the insults. He's like, no, not the insult part, the part about the me cutting the guy's head off in a single attack. It's like, that didn't happen. It took me 9 strikes to cut the head off. And the other old man is like, and what a bloody mess you made out of it. And Toranaga's like, yeah, but who chooses a 12-year-old as their second, trying to find levity in the moment. At the heart of all this, Blackthorn is struggling to understand all of this. He doesn't understand any of the culture or their ways. And there's a moment here where Buntaro basically attacks him and almost kills him on the beach, and restrains himself, but then goes straight before Lord Toranaga and says, my lord, I ask your permission to take the barbarian's head. And he's like, why? And he's like, I don't like the way he looks at my wife, Enrico. And he's like, are you accusing her of seducing him and everything else? He's like, no, I'm not accusing my wife. And he's like, well, then you can't accuse the engine without accusing your wife, so shut up and go away. But there's obviously, he's got a bug up his butt. I don't know where that's going to go over the next 3 episodes. I think the one part I didn't understand here is the lady who runs the tea house came to Lord Toranaga in his hour of, needing to come up with a strategy and figure out what he's going to do, and asks him for a piece of land in Edo where they're building the new church too, because she wants to establish a guild um, um, of consorts. And I don't know if maybe that's supposed to be the beginning of the. I don't remember the name for it. There's a film that they did years ago. I remember seeing it in like 2000, 2001. The Geishin? I forget what they're called. The painted Japanese consorts who were very skilled at like art and painting and also being consorts, but they had the painted faces and everything. I wonder if that's supposed to be the precursor to that. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Again, I haven't seen the first one, the first Shogun show, so I don't know what other information there's supposed to be in there about that. But I found it very confusing to have that smashed in the middle of this, so I don't know where they're going with that. At the end of all of this, and the thing that's going to provoke, I think, everything going crazy here is at the end, Toranaga decides to surrender to his brother. And he tells his people, even when there's evil in the realm, one cannot be one cannot be responsible for tearing the realm apart. So he's like, even though the realm is full of evil men, I will not be the one who tears this realm apart. So I will surrender peacefully, and the realm will go on without me. I've had a long life. Of course, everybody's upset about this. And that night, while his brother is enjoying the pleasures of the house, of the tea house, Toranaga's son comes in and attempts to assassinate his uncle, and ultimately fails and slips and falls backward, cracks his head on a rock, and dies and bleeds out into the pool of water while the rain is all coming down. And there's other assassinations going on. Like there's a full on like I don't know if this is spread beyond the tea house, because the show ends as the son dies, right? And so you hear the sounds of battle. So I don't know if it's just around the tea house or if it's the whole camp. Was this his plan all along? Was it the son's plan? We don't know anything yet, but we do know that his son is dead. And I guarantee you this is going to provoke him into saying, you know what? I'm no longer surrendering. It's all out war. It remains to be seen how this is going to play out. Again, we have 3 more episodes left, but this one was definitely, looking at the set pieces, the cinematography, the everything that's going on here. This is why people don't go to the theaters anymore. When I can stay home and watch stuff like this at my home theater, this is a high-end production that is just breathtaking in every way, shape, or form. Why do I need to go see a spectacle in a theater that's going to cost me, $100 to go for 2 people when you can watch this in the comfort of your home? It's great stuff. Love it. Love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Check out the playlist to never miss a review. And, of course, check out all the other things I do here on YouTube, which includes other shows, video games, and more. Till next time, stay safe. Happy viewing, everybody.